Hi, it's Rachel, and I know it's been forever since I did a FlossTube, but I'm going to do one today. So I don't have a huge amount of projects to share, but I've been working on four different things, I think, or three, I don't know. But anyway, so last time I did a FlossTube, which was way back in the beginning of the year, I said I was doing whip go, which I am. I am doing whip go. I've been stitching kind of sporadically. I'll do a few weeks like non-stop and then won't stitch for a while because I'm doing other things. So I've made steady progress. I've not met all of my goals, but some of them I'm really quite close to. So anyway, the first one, so this one had been called, I don't know when, it is, what's it called? I forget the name of this one and it's in Russian. Key to the World. It's called Key to the World, and it's available on my bobbin by a company called Fun Sheep. So I'd met my goal for this one, I think, which was to do halfway, but I wanted to carry on stitching and thought I would finish it. I haven't, but it's so close, it's almost a finish. So I'll show you where it's at. So here's where I am. All the crosses are stitched, it's just the back stitch that needs to be finished off. But I'm really happy with how it's come out. I love this piece, love the colours, I love everything about it. The back stitch is kind of challenging. It's what I call fractional back stitch, which I don't know if there's a proper name for this, but that's what I call it, because it's not where the crosses, it's not in the holes where the crosses would fall. It's a lot of it is between the holes and kind of some of it's through the middle of stitches and things like that. So I guess that's why it's not done, because so the other thing I've done is I've kind of dropped out of most of the Facebook stitching groups, and the reason for that is because for those groups I don't count backstitch. It's just too difficult to count backstitch, and what I was finding is I was doing all the stitching to meet group challenges and not doing the backstitch, and then I'd be left with it all. And on pieces like this where it's quite challenging, I didn't want to do it. So I've got another piece where I've done the same thing, and therefore I've just stopped stitching in the groups, so I'll backstitch as I go along and I don't need to count it or anything like that. So yeah, that's the first one. And as I say, there's not so much left to do. I guess there's quite a bit kind of coming down here and finishing the circle off around here, and some of the little cogs and things. I think it's probably still a couple of days worth, I would say, maybe three days, something like that. But it's almost finished. And the other thing is, on my whip go, I did meet the challenge. It was only supposed to be half finished, and I actually allocated 2 spots for it to be half finished. So it's going to be fully finished. So the other spot on whip go hasn't yet been called. So when that's called, that one will definitely get a finish, just because it's going to be so quick. I have missed some of the other pieces on whip go. I think I've got about 4 or 5 spots that are red because I haven't even got to them. But I'm going to try and catch up. Things like the fact that Key to the World has got a whole new spot that hasn't been called, and it's not going to take it's not going to take 2 weeks, which if 2 numbers are called per month, that's roughly two weeks per project. So I can slot something else in there that hadn't previously been stitched. Okay, so that's that one. Then I guess the next one that is also close to being a finish, because that was the challenge but isn't, is this one here. So this is Anchor Field Mice and Poppies, or Poppies and Field Mice. Field Mice and Poppies. And this was a full kit with anchor threads. And I'll show you where it is. So this one had hardly been started, but it is quite close to having the cross stitch finished. Again, no back stitch. So I've just got this last little mouse down here to do, really. Not, well, there's a bit of detail on the daisy flowers as well there. So that middle daisy has some stitches missing, that daisy's got its centre missing, and then some of these grasses and things need filling in. And of course all the back stitching, and this is fractional back stitching at its best. So if you've never stitched anything anchor and you don't like back stitching, you are not going to like anchor anything, because they're all the same, and I've got 2 on the go right now. So I put that one down because I felt guilty not doing the back stitching, but I was stitching for the challenge group, so I couldn't count the back stitching. Well, I can, it's too difficult for me to do it. So now I'm left with all that fractional back stitching, which will probably take easily a week. So yeah, that's my fault, and yours doing it. And the next one, however, is a finish. So this is Dimensions Gold Collection Christmas Morning Pets. It's only small, but still quite involved. But it's finished. I finished this one 2 days ago. So there it is. Really happy with this. So it has the usual anchor, not anchor, dimensions, 1 strand, 2 strand kind of thing. The only thing that I changed on here is on the kitten. So all these white bits on the kitten weren't stitched, and I just felt it looked a little bit odd. So I just took a DMC white and filled it in. And some little French knots on the puppy, and there's some more on the berries, but I'm not so sure they make that much impact. But it's a cute little finish. So I think that makes 3 finishes this year, which isn't great, but you know, a lot of my projects are really quite big. So this month's numbers then, 2 projects have been called, another anchor one. So excuse the picture, it's because it's copied from a magazine, but this is called Country Life. And my goal on this, because I'd only worked on it once I think in 2020, and it's just been sat there again. So my goal is the top row of motifs. So I've worked on the tractor for the last 3 days, and I managed to get that finished this morning, which is why I felt it would be a good time to do a FlossTube, because I've actually made this look like something, because before the back stitching it did not look like anything at all. So tractor is done with the little chicken on top of the tractor and hay in the background, and then I've just started now on the cat, which is next. That's the next motif, and I'm going to carry on stitching that until I've got those motifs done across the top. I am really tempted to come down to the cockerel because of all the colour, but yeah, it's not too bad, and you know, it's the fractional back stitching again, so it is challenging, but because they're small motifs and I'm doing them as I go along, they're quite manageable, and the effects is good. You know, it does look really good when it's done. Then the only other project I'm going to show you is something I've not actually worked on yet, but it's been called This Month. I'm just thinking, I'm sure I brought the... Yeah, I thought I brought the full picture down, but apparently not. So this is Dimensions. I can't even remember what it's called. Oh, Simple Treasures. There you go, I was just reading it. So this is Simple Treasures. This one, the goal for this is a finish. And that should be achievable. I would say it's about half done. I know the back stitch is being done as I've been going along, so it should be achievable. And there's also 2 slots on my go board for this one. So I only really need to get a quarter of the bottom section done for this month, and then whenever it's called again, do the last quarter, and that should be it. So that's everything really. As I say, I've been stitching sort of sporadically. I do lots of other things. So I've spent some time making cards, I've spent some time making things out of polymer clay, I've spent some time drawing, and then, you know, other normal life things like cleaning and cooking and going to work and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's everything. Not bought anything and not started anything, so that's quite good. I think well, I definitely shouldn't buy anything new because I've just got so many projects. And I was thinking earlier today, I need to go through my stash at some point and just see if I know there's 1 or 2 things that I'm not in love with and probably won't ever stitch. Some of them were gifts, so you kind of hold on to them and you feel a bit guilty, but realistically, if I'm not going to stitch them, then maybe I should clear them out of my stash, and then it's less storage and someone else can enjoy them. So I was thinking maybe a time to do that would be on FlossTube. And basically, I know I've gone through my kits in the past, but I've kind of done, a few years ago I did a Dimensions kit video, and then I did some of my other kits, and then I've kind of shared bits and pieces as I've got them. But I was thinking maybe just do a whole stash video and maybe even do it live. I don't know about that. It might be nice to have some interaction with people. I've never done YouTube live, so I've got no idea how that would go, but anyway, if that is something you'd enjoy, let me know in the comments. I don't think I have anything else to share. I don't think so. Yeah, that's about it. I'm doing good, I'm doing well. My new job that I mentioned, it's that long ago now that my contract's actually ended, and I've got another new job because it was only a 1-year contract, so I start at another new school in September. I think it's on another 1-year contract, but I think it is a school where the contract will be extended. So I'm looking forward to that. We're still in the middle of the summer holidays right now, which is why I can stitch so much. Luna is doing well. She's huge. She's wrecking my house. She's into absolutely everything. She tries to eat my fish. She tries to eat my plants. She tries to eat the walls, the wallpaper. She scratched the paint off my door. Yes, she's definitely a handful. She's currently kicked out of the room because she will be jumping and pouncing on everything. But she's still cute regardless. And maybe I'll show her on the next video and let you see how she's doing. She's grown loads and she's molting loads. Every time I look up, there seems to be cat hair on something else, so trying to get on top of that at the moment. But anyway, I hope everybody else is doing well and you get another stitching done, and I hope you enjoyed the update. Okay, speak to you all soon. Bye bye.